Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Vegan Curious, a one-woman owned and operated bakery that's out of this world.
Vegan Curious offers baked goods so delicious even meat eaters from Mars won't know they are cruelty-free. Vegan Curious is based out of Kitchen Local in Amesbury, Mass.
For all inquiries and information, go to vegancuriouskitchen.com and follow Vegan Curious on Instagram and Facebook.
Greetings, ladies, gents, and our non-binary friends. Welcome to Spoiler Sleepover, part of the Nerdcast Network. Join your hosts, Jason, Michael, and Rob, as they bring you on a slash-tastic adventure through cinema. Now, enjoy the show. It'll be a real scream of a time.
Welcome back, everybody, to Spoiler Sleepover. We are back. We're fresh out of February. March is upon us, and you know what that means. The dead of winter is soon to leave. We are back in March, ready to get ready for spring. And who just opened my door? The hell is that? Holy shit!
Hey, guess who's back? Rob is back.
Rob!
Back again.
Rob is back. Tell a friend. Oh, Rob, you're my only friend. Oh.
No,
wait, Mr.
we have more
Cyrene!
than one. I'm back, everybody.
Dude, I missed you.
I missed you too, brother. I hope everybody enjoyed listening to February with Friends as much as I did. That was great to be on the outside and go in blind. I had no idea what I was listening to for every episode. They were great.
Rob loves The Conjuring now. Weird.
I sure don't. But actually, before we jump into all of our stuff, I've been waiting to tell you this. So because of The Conjuring, just your first episode that you did, it made me go, you know what? This is revelation. I am extremely judgmental when it comes down to specific genres of movies. I just am. Look, I watched the first Conjuring movie 3 times. I stand by it. It was 3 times too many. But I have only ever seen 30 minutes. And I think that's more. I'm giving it more time. I'm pretty sure it was only 20 minutes of the second movie. And I shut it off. I was like, this is garbage.
Okay.
But it made me think, you know what? I need to start giving things that I've previously disliked another shot.
There's an asterisk next to this statement.
Does it mean that I'm going to like them? No. But I am very judgmental when it comes down to especially the Conjuring universe. I watched Annabelle and hated it. And because of 1 and what I watched of 2 and Annabelle, I said, I'm good. I haven't watched anything else. I did watch La Llorona, which for a whitewashed film, it's not terrible.
It's definitely better than The Devil Made Me Do It. Fucking a piece of shit steaming on the pile of the side of the fucking road is better than The Devil Made Me Do It.
Jesus Christ. Well, I still haven't seen it, but once we jump into our What's Been Keeping Us Up at Night, I'll keep going with this little story that I've got for you. But
all right.
So, speaking of
you just kicked in my door and wanted to take over. All right, fucking. We missed Rob. I know that. All right, let's pull back the veil here. I've been texting Rob damn near every day, talking about everything throughout the month of February, throughout the month of January, everything. There is nothing like having an actual conversation with your friends. When I play games with Mr. Cyrene, I miss the dudes severely, but there is nothing like having an actual conversation with your friends. So let it be known. Talk to your friends, send them a text. Hey, I miss you. All that shit. Keep your friends close because they are fantastic. I have missed you so much, brother. I cannot fucking sell it short.
Yeah, I missed you too, brother. Yeah, I know I've messaged you quite a few times and texted you quite a few times. I mean, I miss chatting with you. I miss hanging out with you. It's a breath of fresh air to be able to talk shop.
Right.
I mean, it's not, I guess we could call it shop, but this is the things that we love, horror movies. We get to talk horror, and I don't really have very many people locally or close that I can just be yo, let's spit some horror shit.
Wait until my creeping it real. I'm just saying that. Rob doesn't know, and he is about to be fucking perplexed and shocked, but I'm all for it. I was texting him before this recording going, you're not going to believe this shit. And he still doesn't know.
Yeah, I'm amped to find out. Well, before anything, Jason Michael, what's been keeping you up at night?
So, Rob, I have been recently, as we've stated several bazillion times, I just came back from England. And what has been happening in England, we have been having adventures. All right, let me start with the obvious. Left side of the road driving. Fucking weird. Fucking weird, dude. But the adventure was great. Again, we visited Whitechapel, which heavy metal, but also where Jack the Ripper did his deeds. We went to Whitby and I saw Christopher Lee's cloak from the Hammer Dracula films. I guess that's just where Bram Stoker got inspired to write Dracula. You can see a bunch of pictures up, if not before, but definitely now on our Instagram and Facebook of my adventures. We visited Boris Karloff in a crematorium in Guildford. And we, of course, went to York, which is, quote, the most haunted place in the UK, if not the world. So we went to a ghost shop, which is, I feel like, scratching the surface. Oh, no, I have to go back to England. What a fucking shame. God. But it's been a fantastic trip. And honestly, I can't wait to go back. It's been so much fun. That's my dope. What's been keeping us up at night, dude. What's been keeping us up at night? Fucking jet lag, dude.
An adventure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I've got things that I've watched, and I've got an adventure too. I'll go with the watch stuff first before I get into the adventure that is life. So going directly off of my conversation that I just had about not judging things or judging things too quickly and then giving them a second shot. So I sat down with my partner and I told her the same thing. I said, look, I know you like these types of movies. Choose a franchise and I'll watch them with you. And yes, I did do it.
You're a bold man.
I did do it slightly begrudgingly, but at the same time, I did it because I need to just open up a little bit more and not be so closed off to, I mean, things like The Conjuring are huge. Like it's a type of horror that is starting to take over more. And when I see movies that mirror that ideal, I just am like, I'm good. Like, good example, Smile. Judged Smile. The second I saw the trailer, I was like, hard pass. I fucking love that movie. Smile's amazing.
I was like, I swear to God, we've talked about this, and it fucking rips.
Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing with Megan. I was like, it looks stupid as hell. Watched it, loved it. I was like, okay. Well, what she ended up doing was not going Conjuring. She went Insidious. And she says, well, you've seen the first two, right? And I said, no, I've seen the first movie. And Red Door. And she was like, wait, what? And I'm like, I told you that. It was our first official date. We went and saw Insidious Red Door. It was her choice. I was lost the entire movie. I was like, I have no idea what's happening. Like, but we ended up watching Insidious Chapter 2, and it was all right. Like, I didn't hate it. I liked the different worlds situation where for part of the movie I was confused. I was like, why is homeboy acting so weird? And they were like, oh, he's possessed. Heard.
Love that. I've only seen the first one, and Christine wants to come back to talk about it, by the way.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll definitely be on for Insidious this time.
Hey.
But we're working on getting towards the rest of the franchise. We've just had a lot going on, so it's been difficult. But
understandable.
So I watched Insidious Chapter 2. I watched a movie called Malum. Finally watched Malum. It is a remake of a movie called Last Shift. And it's a remake by the guy who wrote and directed Last Shift. He remade the movie himself. Jason Michael looks shocked.
My God. I just, the shocked face at like that award ceremony where it's a meme where it's just the guy going, oh my God. Dude, Last Shift fucking scarred me. That shit is weird, and I love it. I didn't know there was... Really?
Yeah, Malum came out like last year or the year before.
Is
And
it on Netflix? Because that's what Last Shift was on.
No. I had to rent it. It's on Prime. But it was worth the watch. Now, keep in mind, I had not seen Last Shift. I knew that it was the remake, and I'd been told ahead of time, watch Malum and then watch Last Shift, so that there isn't a bad taste left in your mouth. Now, this gets better. I don't mean to keep going on about my partner, but she apparently had seen Last Shift already. So at the end of the movie, she was like, "This seemed really familiar," and I'm like, "Well, the other movie was called The Last Shift," and she was like, "Oh, yeah, I've seen that movie," and I was like, "Oh shit, okay." I watched Destroy All Neighbors. That is on Shudder. Highly recommend. It is a practical splatter psychological horror comedy. I guess the best way to put it. Yeah.
Here for it.
It's worth the watch. You'll love it. I guarantee you'll love it. You're gonna text me afterwards and be like, "This was delicious. Thank you so much for suggesting it." And I'll be
Better than me texting you about Scream 6.
No, this one you'll love. Not non-horror related. I watched Palmer on Apple TV. It's a Justin Timberlake movie. He gets released from prison, and yeah, it's really heartwarming. I audibly cried at the end of the movie, like made noises. I'm really glad I watched it by myself.
Audibly cried.
Yeah, it was.
I've never heard that description.
Yeah, there were noises. It's a really good movie. So if you're not feeling like watching a horror movie and want to have someone pull at your heartstrings, go watch Palmer. It's worth it.
Damn you, Justin Timberlake.
Other than that, I have been just unnecessarily playing Pal World.
Okay.
It is good. It shouldn't be. Everything about it is just, it's stupid. No, but it's so much fun. There's crafting. Guns. Well, yeah, but you're crafting. Like, you have to gather materials and build a house, and you've got to build things, and you've got to level yourself up on top of level up your pals.
Okay. This is coming from a guy who loves Minecraft, so I see it now. I see it.
Yeah. There's a lot to it. It's a lot more difficult than Minecraft, but it's not as difficult as most of the games that are coming out these days. I have to pick and choose my gameplay, because a lot of games are like, you got to grind, or you got to be fast. And I'm like, oh, that's not me, man. I want a casually game, and this is perfect for the casual gamer. I've been really enjoying it, and it's still in beta, so there are moments where everything's blurry because it's just. I'm serious. It's just not. It's not there yet, but it's still a lot of fun. I've had a good time playing it, but.
I would imagine it probably looks better than most of the Pokemon games that are $60 coming out right now, where it's like, oh, the grass 2 feet away from me is going like, gack, 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 gack.
Well, I mean, granted, it's in beta, so it's probably going to look better, but the mountains and stuff like that, they look like games from the Xbox, like the original Xbox.
Fuck.
Do you remember what the mountains look like in Halo? That's what they look.
All right, hang on. Don't talk shit about Halo. I love Halo 1.
I do,
even though I have the mark of the heretic from Halo 2 on my chest. We're getting a Halo 1 tattoo. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
we're getting a Halo fucking. Oh, all right, go on.
Yeah,
we could gush about Halo forever.
That's what it looks like. It's they're still working on the game, so it's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with it. Literally right before we jumped on to record, I was playing it. So. But and my very last thing. My very last thing. You had a wonderful adventure overseas, and I am starting a new adventure in my life because as of just about a week ago, I'm engaged.
I'll rip my headphones out with that one. Yeah, dude.
So, yeah, I'm starting a new adventure in life moving forward from this point forward. I'm so excited.
Look at you.
Happy.
Look at you.
So,
dude, congrats. Yeah. I'm so happy for you, brother.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, it's going to be great. We're really excited for our future. I mean, we've been excited just for every single day. I have the best partner in the world. She's fantastic. So
I was going to say, if you're excited for every single day, that's the one. That's the one right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to be supported and like have support welcomed and like be heard and understood, and like it's just it's a very healthy, loving relationship. So it's great. But yeah, your
I love
boy's
that.
engaged.
Look at you. Someone tie that man down.
But that's what's been keeping us up at night. Hit us up on all of our socials, because I'm not listing them all off because we fucking have them all. Hit us
There's
up
a
on our
lot now.
socials. Yeah. I've been a busy man.
Look at you.
Let us know what's been keeping you up at night. And we'll reach out. And if you actually reach out and be like, hey, this is what that's been keeping me up, we'll shout you out. Just fucking do it, man. We got
Just
people.
fucking do it, damn it.
We got people sending us their earworms, and we post them. So
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, you do. You're
I do.
the social side of things.
yeah, buddy, I love it. That's great. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and I get to be creative as fuck.
And for me, it's like a surprise. So I get to see it happen. It's like, fuck yeah.
yeah,
All about it.
I'm
I'm like a fan too.
So, I think we both have a little bit of to be throwing out here. So do you want me to go first, or do you want to go
Yes,
first?
please. Yes, mine is
Okay.
going to be long.
Okay.
Hopefully not that long.
So I've been gone for a month. So my Creeping It Real, I'm hoping everyone's already seen this, but I'm just very excited, and I've been excited for weeks now because of this. The trailer for Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 dropped. Dude.
Why am I surprised?
I've watched it 5 times so far, and I have to stop because I feel like I'm spoiling the movie for myself. But all I'll say is Winnie the Pooh wielding a flaming chainsaw.
Okay. All right, cool. I'm not the only person that went,
I saw the
fucking
chainsaw.
shit, dude. That rules.
There's a quick cut when you see a chainsaw, and I was like, all right, cool, chainsaw. They're doing this. And then the next time we see it, it's on fire. And I was like,
This
I
is something
finished.
new.
Oh, man. And Tigger sounds insane. I'm so excited.
So, quick question: Is Tigger the one who says something Christopher Robin, or is that Pooh?
No, that's Tigger. Tigger. So
He's haunting, dude. That's scary as shit.
yeah, months and months and months ago, there was a teaser picture of the close up of the eye where there was hair on it.
Okay.
And everyone was just like, oh, they changed Winnie the Pooh's look for this movie. Now he's got hair. And I was like, that can't be it, because it's not. It's Tigger. Tigger's
Owl looks haunting from from the poster. Owl's fucking weird, and I'm here for it.
I'm just amped and really hoping that Owl swoops down, scoops somebody up, flies them straight up into the sky, and just drops them.
Yes.
I've been watching so much anime recently, too, that I didn't even want to bring it up in what's been keeping us up at night. But, like, I want to see someone go splat. Like, just give me one.
I'm also hoping Tigger goes for some strange reason. Even if it's demonic voiced.
Well, if you go back and listen to his voice, he's kind of like, even though it's like deep and grumbly, he still kind of has that like Tigger voice underneath it.
Like the lisp?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm amped. I'm excited. But I'll stop going on about it. What's yours? Because now I'm really excited to find out what you got.
So, as of the time of this recording, Jason came home from work and went, I'm going to visit a brewery in town. Because they had a beer called Red Rum, which, of course, from The Shining. It's a red ale brewed in rum barrels. I'm not a big rum fan. It was okay. But when I went into the brewery and sat down, the only seat at the bar was between one guy and an elderly couple. I say elderly, maybe like 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, we're talking about dogs. I was like, cool. I told them about our dog. And they're like, yeah. The guy right next to me, and then the couple were like, oh, yeah, we're big into horror movies. I was like, shut the fuck up. And then we gushed about horror movies. And then I found out the guy right next to me, big into heavy metal. I was like, shut the fuck up. And he's like, yeah, I have my own horror podcast. I'm like, shut the fuck up. He's my fucking neighbor from down the street.
What the
My
hell?
neighbor from down the street. And I'm gonna shout them out because I got to know this guy really well. Vintage Burn Podcast.
Oh, yeah. I saw them follow us.
Yep. Which we've done. They have a VHS. They do like a grab bag VHS thing where they have Jack Frost, my highly rated and Rob's favorite movie of all time. Dude, I hate small world shit. I hate it so much. This was the coolest small world shit ever. The couple on my left, also from like 2 neighborhoods down, right?
What?
So small world, and I was like, there's no way this is happening. I'm in a fucking simulation, probably. But at the same point, Kevin from Vintage Burn Podcast and I got to talking, and we're like, I mean, we can have you on. You can have me on. So in the future, most possibly, look for some collab shit. We are branching out with more podcasts, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
That was the weirdest thing I've encountered in a very long time. But it was like, there's no way this is happening. There's no way this is happening. You have a horror podcast? Dude, did we just become best friends? Do you want to do karate in the basement? Or in the garage? Whatever it is? Hell yeah.
Jesus. Well, I guess if it's a horror podcast, it would be in the basement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is my creeping it real.
Are you going to cheat on me, sir?
I mean, do you want to watch or do you want to join?
I'll hold the camera.
Oh no.
Oh man.
I'm not cheating on Spoiler Sleepover or Rob, but we're having more possible guests and vice versa. Because if you look back a few months to Dead Body Bathtub for our Terrifier and Terrifier 2 episode, count it. It's great.
Keeping it within the creeping it real, I've been chatting with Mike from Dead Body a lot because I turned him on to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
You turned him on?
Yeah. Well, I didn't. The movie did.
Do I get to hold the camera now?
Yes.
Sick.
But he is amped also. He's as excited as I am for 2. And I think we might have to do another double feature. I think we might
have to shame.
Bring them back and do Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1 and 2. I'm
here for it.
Yeah, we gotta bring them back on. So if you guys are listening, this is me pitching the idea. I'll reach out to you, but we want to do it more.
But you heard it here. It's happening.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. There's something crawling out of your ear. Oh shit, that's an earworm.
I got it. All right, got it.
We're
good.
What is it? What's your earworm there, Jason Michael?
Ow, fuck, it bit me. Ow, dick. Well, my earworm, besides it biting me and being a dick, my earworm is it's something that we've talked about and mentioned for a very long time. But I've never brought it up as an earworm. Death Clock. Hell yeah, it's happening, dude. But more specifically, the Death Album 4. All right, you weren't ready for it. I'm sorry. Death Album 4. No. Originally, when it came out like right before the Army of the Doomstar, the movie came out. And originally I was like, I like 2 songs off this album. I've given it more and more and more listening. And I'm like, you know what? This fucking album rips. All of the Death albums rule. Death Album 4 kicks ass. If you want to binge through them, Max, watch the show, watch the musical, go get the movie, listen to the albums. Fucking all of it rules. All of it rules.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Short and sweet.
I knew at some point in time it was going to happen. I was like, he's going to do.
I should have held on to it for years. It's like, Jason Michael, what's your earworm? Well, that's hell yeah.
I boil over with rage at some point and grab you and start shaking the shit out of you. I'm just like, just say Death Clock.
Rob, what's your earworm? Doctor Who. You son of a bitch.
Some good music in Doctor Who. But no,
I believe it. I'm not knocking it, but it's like, God damn you.
Yeah. No, that is not
Rob,
my earworm.
I threw my squiggly earworm at you, and now it's bit you on the nose. What you got?
And I ate it, but
Oh shit.
It's a turd worm now.
I'm not changing the sound effect.
Is this band called Defocus, one word. They have only been around for a couple of years now, and they don't really have any full-length albums. They have like LPs and EPs that they've dropped, just small little like 4 to 6 song and a bunch of singles. But I highly recommend just checking them out. Mine's short and sweet too. Go check out Defocus. I know they're on Spotify. I'm sure they're everywhere else, but I've been jamming out to them a lot. It's really good, like
What
just
genre?
metal, hardcore.
Okay, love that.
Yeah, it's like a nice little like merriment of like modern arena metal, but mixed with like legit hardcore. So it's really
Okay.
good. If you know the band Architects at all, if you go back to like Architects' first album and you take out most of the singing, that's pretty much what it is. So
You take out the melodic shit, straight hardcore.
they do sing in quite a few of their songs. Defocus does, but for the most part, it's really just aggressive as fuck. And it's really good. I've been digging it. I've been loving it. But that's all of our stuff. Keep sending in your earworms. We love seeing what you got, especially Chachi with his horror record collection.
Seriously.
He's actually in the works of starting a record collection Instagram where he's going to be doing like videos and posting the entirety of the record, you know, the front, the back, the inside, the sleeves, the record itself. He's going to go in. He's got stuff. So
You best believe we're shouting that shit out when it happens, dude.
darn tootin' we are. Chachi's been our cheerleader. He's kicking ass all the time. It's amazing. I can't wait. Well, let's jump into our spoiler of my first one back. Jumping right back into my top threes, my final stretch of the top threes with my favorite franchise. Jumping back in with my favorite franchise of all time, which is Child's Play. Absolutely love Child's Play.
Dude, so here for it. As of this recording, we've watched more than the first 2 Child's Plays, and they rule. I'm falling more for them than I originally anticipated.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, I love these movies through and through, no matter what anyone says. In my opinion, there isn't a bad movie in the franchise. I know a lot of people disagree. Some people hate Seed of Chucky. Some people hate Cursing Cult. And I just don't get it. I watch a progression of writing, a progression of direction, and a progression of character and like acceptance in the world. It's amazing to watch everything that has come from this, including the series, which is just unbelievably fantastic and far gorier than any of the movies previously. So, but
in that time, we can throw blood on the screen and be okay with it.
Yeah, we're of course talking about 1990s Child's Play 2. Dose.
This movie poster is what I remember about Child's Play more than anything. Like Chucky with a giant pair of scissors and a Jack-in-the-Box looking terrified as shit. Like, I remember seeing this on magazines, in the newspaper, everywhere. This is cemented in my brain as like the Child's Play more than the side of the apartment building in the first one, honestly.
Yeah. It's an iconic image. I like the other poster that they released where he's like, it's almost mocking Terminator because it's like the metal face. It's got the teeth and everything in it. I love that one too. But yeah, Child's Play 2 from 1990. We start off in a factory and they're literally picking the burnt plastic off of Charles Lee Ray. It's already not a good start. The movie, you're just like, oh, okay, we're doing this. It's a terrible
Why not
idea.
just make a new fucking doll? Why do you have to scrap one that was burned?
It gets answered very quickly. We are then introduced to 2 random, I'm just going to call them 2 random business dudes because they barely hold any water to the story other than the opening, realistically. But they walk in and one guy says to the other, I'm pretty sure the dude's name is Matson, something like that. But he is talking to the big boss and basically telling him like, look, we got the defective Chucky doll, good guy doll, and we're stripping it down and we're reskinning it and we're booting it up to figure out what's wrong with it. Like what went wrong. And that's why they're doing it. They think that there was like a bad tape put in there, like maybe somebody swapped the tape, blah blah blah, and it's like, nope, that
somebody
wasn't
put
it.
Highway to Hell in the back of the Teddy Ruxpin.
I mean, No, I never did Highway to Hell.
Damn it. I was
No.
going to say it was Rob.
No, I definitely put Ozzy in there. I definitely put Weezer in there once or twice. My favorite was to do NWA though, because to hear
Hell
Teddy
yeah.
Ruxpin. So they find out very quickly that something's not quite right. When they go to insert the eyes into the Chucky doll, and the machine malfunctions temporarily, and the tech starts smacking it, and then the eyes go in, and he's holding on to it and gets electrocuted. Apparently,
Yeah.
the powers of Dembala still existed within whatever they salvaged, the metal head, which is funny because there's clearly a metal head that they put a skin on.
Mhm.
And then if you jump a little bit forward into the movie, at one point, the Matson guy grabs the Chucky doll to put it in his car, and the face just like caves in. It's like all soft and squishy. I'm like,
I didn't realize
Didn't-
that.
didn't that have like metal in it? Like, what the fuck is happening right now?
It's made out of tinfoil. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. We end up finding out that during this exchange between the two businessmen, that Andy's mom has been put into a psychiatric ward because she, quote unquote, believes the story that her son said about the doll killing people. And
That's so fucking sad. After
Yeah.
all the shit
It-
she went through.
yeah, we end up finding out that Andy's been in talking with a therapist. We find out he's been in like a halfway home situation. I don't think it's necessarily an orphanage because I don't really want to call it an orphanage just because it's temporary. Like he's temporarily being held until mommy feels better, I guess.
Yeah.
until the pills work and the voices stop talking to me. So Andy's having a talk with the therapist. The therapist straight up just tells him like, "Oh, well, that's a dream. Dreams can't hurt you." And he's like, "Yep, it's a dream." Like Andy clearly knows what the fuck happened. He's like, "Bro, this ain't no dream." But I'll say what you need me to say, so I don't have to sit here and talk with you.
But yeah.
Yeah. We end up very quickly in the same scene, find out that he's going to be placed with a foster family. Not whether that's for adoption or not is hard to really make out throughout the entire movie because the foster parents keep going like, "Do you like him? Can we keep? You want to keep him?" Blah blah blah. And you're like, "Well, is he yours to keep? I don't know. I don't think so."
The adoptive father is an asshole. Like, he's just like, don't touch my statues or don't touch my shit. And it's like, listen, he's a kid. He'll run through the house. He'll do all that shit. But you're like, don't you fucking dare. It's like, bro, if you don't want them in a house with kids, don't do what you're doing. But also,
Yeah.
don't take it out on the fucking kid who's already seen more than you ever have.
Seriously. Well, so the foster parents end up taking Andy. The dad almost crashes into the truck from the toy factory, which is like, what the hell? Play Pals toys truck. And it's a really cool shot because it's like a mirrored image shot where the truck drives by and you can see Andy and the reflection of the truck on the window, and like the good guy doll picture like washes over Andy's face, and it's just haunting. You can kind of see the look on his
After
face,
all
like,
this,
he's like,
it's
"Oh."
a dream shit.
It's terrifying. But yeah, then
Rubbing
we
it
get
in
to the
his face.
house. We get to the house, and it's that whole thing is like the dad's like, no touchy. But it's not even his, it's the wife's. And she was like, it was passed down. My grandmother passed it down to my mom, and my mom passed it down to me. And then Andy goes, and who are you gonna give it to? And the mom's just like, fuck you, kid. Like, why don't you go upstairs? It's just the look on her face, like, clearly we're bringing in adopted kids because I can't have them, but you're a child, so you don't know that, but still, fuck you. Like,
I'm sorry, who are you? You don't mean shit to
Yeah.
me. All right, cool, bye.
well, Andy ends up going upstairs and hears music playing from one of the room. First of all, this always bothers me. I've seen this movie a bajillion times, but they're just like, go upstairs and explore and go to your room, bring your bag to your room. Every door is shut, and nobody told him which room is his. So he's just up there, like, cool. Where am I supposed to be going at, man? Like,
Opens the door. This is my room now.
Yeah.
Mom said it. I go to my room.
Just- so he hears the music over the room, opens the door, and we are introduced to Kyle, who's a fucking rock star. Absolutely love her.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And she's smoking a cigarette, and the adopted mom is so chill, like, hey, if my husband sees you, he's going to be mad. Just takes the cigarettes. Like, all right, cool. And then
That was my
she brings
decoy
Andy to his
pack.
room. Yeah, right. She just pulls out like comically long cigarettes, like zip.
Yeah, they're Pall
like
Malls,
lights
dude.
it from 2 feet away. Oh, gross. Oh, that was the first cigarette I ever smoked was a Pall Mall.
Ew.
And
I mean, I haven't smoked cigarettes at all, but I used to work at a convenience store, and the amount of people that would come in and be like, and I'd already have their 14 packs of different flavored cigarettes ready to go. Like, I'd have to pull down the price tags for things and get the ones hidden behind shit. That was those people.
Jesus.
Virginia Slims.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Okay. Side tangent about smoking. So first of all, cigarettes are terrible for you.
Cigarettes are bad, McCoy.
I started smoking when I was like 13. And I quit when I was about 25, 26, somewhere around there. I vape now, and I'm actually working on quitting that. So it's my last vice, man. I don't do anything. But my first cigarette ever was a Pall Mall, and I hated it. And it smells like raisins. I don't know why. Raisins are gross, and cigarettes shouldn't smell like them. And so I hated it. And then I tried a Camel, and I hated that. And then a buddy was like, try this. And I tried a Marlboro Red 100, and I was just like, sir, this is delicious. For most of my life.
That's the go-to, dude.
Yeah, I smoked Marlboro Red 100s, and close before I ended up quitting, they came out with the Marlboro Blacks, and I switched over to those because they were so much better. But I also used to roll my own cigarettes. But in my early 20s, I used to buy decoy packs of cigarettes. So I would legitimately buy, if I knew I was going out to the club or a bar, I would literally buy a pack of Virginia Slims. And so if I was outside smoking, someone's like, yo, can I bum a smoke? I'd be like, yeah, sure. And I pull out Virginia Slims, and they'd be like,
never mind. I quit all of a sudden.
It's also funny because the amount of times that people would take them, and you'd see some big burly dude just smoking a what looks like a fucking cocktail straw. You're just like, you see that guy? He's smoking a Virginia Slim right now.
What a loser.
But there was an unfortunate amount of times that I'd leave and the pack was still sealed, and I'm like, shit, now I have to smoke these because I don't want to waste them. So I smoked inside all my apartments back in the day. So these are my secret cigarettes. They're really delicious. I was really ashamed of myself. But that's enough of that. So Andy ends up being taken to his room, and foster mom's real weird. She goes, look, I made those curtains because I thought you'd like the color blue, which is just a weird thing to say. And
okay.
Then he starts looking through this disorganized toy bin, and she goes, I thought you'd like those. Like, ma'am, you don't know at all.
There is a Godzilla doll / figure in this room I used to have as a kid. Like, I still love Godzilla. I gave them to my younger cousin, and I'm starting to regret it now. But I used to have that Godzilla, and I was like, that is the fuck. Yes, dude, I've got some sort of connection to Child's Play.
There you go. So Andy's being a kid and opens the closet and stands on a wrapped present, because that's what you do with a wrapped present, to grab a skateboard. Good kid. Grab a skateboard. Be active. Get off your tablet. And pulls it down, and a good guy doll falls on him, and he freaks out, understandably so.
What a fucking way to just damage this kid more.
Yeah, seriously. The mom's very apologetic, like, oh my gosh, I forgot it was up there, I'm so sorry. And the foster dad's just like a dick. He's like, oh, just get rid of it. Calm down. Just like, dude, eat the largest bag of dicks. Yeah, literally.
What's that never-ending bag of dicks at IHOP? Hell yeah! Why would a bag of dicks be at IHOP, Jason?
I know, I got nothing.
Don't ruin IHOP for me, please.
IHOC? International House of Cock? That was bad.
Anyway.
We're doing great.
Listen, it's our first recording in a month and change. We're unhinged, dude. I'm here for it.
I'm also running on literally half a cup of coffee today. So we get a big cutback to the factory. Matson, whatever his name is torrential downpour outside, and he is loading his car with toys, because that's what you do when you work in a toy factory, bringing up what I mentioned earlier, and he's manhandling the hell out of Charles Lee Ray. And for some reason, he won't fit in the trunk, so he puts him in the back seat, which was not a smart idea, sir. But he did it. And then he takes a phone call from his mistress of 2 months and has to go pick up vodka, and stops off at a store And this 1990, so he has a car phone. For those of you who are too young to know what a car phone is, Google 1990s car phone and check it out. Once you've done that, if you haven't watched Child's Play 2, just fucking watch the movie because it's delicious. And it'll make your eyes
at this point, watch
happy.
everything we're talking about, damn it.
Yeah, seriously. Unless you're too scared, then that's the other reason we do this podcast, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But he goes inside, and Chucky makes a call to the orphanage. I'm just going to call it an orphanage, even though it's not, to find out where Andy is. And he says he's his Uncle Charles. I'm his Uncle Charles. And then sets the car alarm off for some reason. Homeboy's card is not accepted at the liquor store because it's the 90s. Not everywhere accepted
broke
cards back in the day.
Oh.
He goes, I don't even use cash. I only pay card. And he goes, well, not here, you don't. So he leaves without the vodka, which isn't a big deal because car alarm goes off. He gets in the car, takes his time, which I think is weird. He buckles his seatbelt before turning the car alarm off. I would have been like, shut off. But
Just shut the fuck up!
so he starts driving, and then Chucky pops up with a gun and puts it to his head and makes him drive off to a parking lot. And he ties his hands behind the seat with a jump rope and says bang, and it's a squirt gun. Because of course it is. Because where the fuck would he have gotten a gun?
It's that old Chucky humor, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like he's dark as shit in this movie, though. He's still humorous, but he gets darker, like real quick.
The animatronics, they really turned him up to 11 for this movie, too. So
can tell.
moments where he's like real pissed, he's real pissed. And it looks so good.
The close-ups in the face are above and beyond the first one. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
I have that in my notes, and it's astonishing.
Yeah.
Like, this movie is a whole nother level.
Yeah, they worked real hard. Between the first and the second movie wasn't a lot of time that passed, and the crew that worked on the animatronics never stopped. Like, they were just continuing, because as soon as the first movie hit theaters, they were like, you're good to go. Let's get the second one rolling. And so while it was still running, they were shooting the second movie while the first movie was still in theaters. Which is
Really?
just awesome. Yeah.
That's incredible.
There are quite a few horror movies that have done that. Like, as you know, Friday the 13th, they did that too. They did 3 of them back to back. They were just like, all right, it's out. Shoot the second one. Like, what? We got to make sure we're getting 1 year after another. We're getting all of these movies.
I feel like with Friday, you could tell. With Child's Play, I couldn't really tell. I feel like it could have been a couple years, and it just basically picked up like it was nothing. That's sick.
Yeah, the actor is literally a year older. And it's the same actor, obviously, but like he's literally a single year older. It's nuts.
I didn't even think about that. Oh.
Yep.
That's so cool. This movie bumped up a number grade.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's
but Charles ends up suffocating Homeboy with a plastic bag because that's what you do. You suffocate him. So Chucky now knows where Andy's at and arrives at the Foster house, and he breaks into the house while
this scene's hilarious.
Yeah, while Andy's being, put to sleep. That sounded wrong. Well, he's being read a story and tucked in. There we go. He's not being executed by the foster parents.
Euthanasia.
And he goes, when he gets into the house, he sees the other good guy doll.
I believe its name was Tommy.
Yeah, it is Tommy.
Yeah, which the Rugrats now feel darker to me because of Chucky and Tommy. And Chucky fucking murks Tommy.
Chucky, Tommy, Andy, Phil, and Lil. And
Angelica.
Angelica.
And then
I feel
what
like
was
we're forgetting somebody.
Susie? Susie was the neighbor. There was Dill. That was the little baby brother.
That's right, Dill Pickles.
I know who you're forgetting. Reptar.
Never forget Reptar.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Have you had the Reptar candy bar that exists in real world? Like,
excuse me?
There's a Reptar, like the candy bar from the show. They made a real version.
Excuse the fuck out of me?
Are you really just finding out about this? It's been around for like 10 plus years.
Let me casually Google this in the background. Rob, continue, please.
You can buy them at FYE. I think they're like $2.
I just saw it. I typed in Reptar bar and it was like Reptar bar, FYE. It was like, hell yeah. I mean, there's not many FYEs left anymore, though.
Yeah, just go to the mall, the Fox Run Mall.
Ooh.
For those of you in New Hampshire, it's still open. So Chucky goes up to Tommy and grabs the family heirloom and just bashes his face in. Because why not? There's no reason other than the fact that he breaks.
Fuck you, Dad.
Yeah, he breaks the family heirloom, and to any first-time viewer, like, oh boy, this is going to move the plot forward, which it does not. Chucky brings Tommy outside and buries him under a swing, the only swing in the backyard.
The most conspicuous burial spot ever.
Yeah, I mean, it comes back into play, but it's just sometimes Charles Lee Ray doesn't think so good. His brain be like, well, that's good enough, I guess.
I'm a doll.
Yeah, pretty much. So the next morning, Andy wakes up and decides that he needs to get over his own fear of good guy dolls because it's Tommy, it's not Chucky. Picks up what he thinks is Tommy and then just goes outside and gets on previously stated swing.
Yep.
With Tommy right underneath him. And Kyle's out there just doing her thing and gets on the swing. And then they go inside. It's the scene really doesn't do much other than the previous scene is the heirloom broke. Who did it? And they're like, neither of us did it. And then we just move past it.
Yep.
Nobody's really all upset. Like, it's been passed down for generations. The mom's not even crying. She's like, who broke it? Was it you?
Fuck you, that's who.
I'm real disappointed in all of you. But
good.
That evening, Andy has brought Chucky into his bedroom, thinking it's Tommy, and he's asleep. And then it's Chucky, and so Chucky gags and binds Andy, like literally ties him to the bedposts and puts a big old sock in his mouth.
Yep.
And starts to chant. And thank God for Kyle being our little hellion. She sneaks in through Andy's window. I don't know why. Her room's like, 2 doors down, maybe.
Maybe there wasn't a lattice or a tree right next to her room. I don't know. I don't remember if we've ever seen the outside.
It is on the second floor, but it looks like she just walks up to the window. This is like, Kyle, do you have supernatural powers?
I can walk on air.
It's like The Craft spinoff. It's just Kyle. I'd be here for that. I fucking love The Craft. This is a great movie. The second one was great too. Or not the second one, but the most recent one was great too. Yeah. We should do The Craft at some point. Have you seen The Craft?
I have not. I've heard of it though. Uh-oh. Eyebrows raised. Deep sigh. Disappointment in the house.
Disappointed. Yes. Yeah, we'll have to do The Craft. We'll bring some people on for it. Those are great movies.
Okay.
Anywho,
here for it.
You know who would love to do that?
Who?
Chris O'Brocki.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we miss Chris. It's
been a minute.
That rhymes. It has been. Soon, though. Very soon.
Hashtag we miss Chris.
I'm actually going to put that as a hashtag for the next episode.
Hell yeah. Get it trending, baby. It's going to be like, what the fuck? Leave me alone.
So Kyle comes in through the window and sees Andy bound up and gagged and pulls the sock out of his mouth, and she's clearly supposed to be intoxicated and is just questioning him. And he's like, it's Chucky, kill him before he kills us. The best part is she unties one hand and Andy hauls off and punches the shit out of that Chucky doll. It's still, every single time I watch it, he gives it the hardest right hook. And I'm like, good Lord.
Damn.
They were like, don't hold back, punch the shit out of it. And
remember what it did to you in the first movie.
Then the foster parents walk in and they're like, why did you do this to him? And nobody's listening to Andy. I mean, it's just the reoccurring thing. Nobody listens to Andy, ever. And so grumpy old foster dad grabs the good guy, grabs Chucky, and hucks him down into the basement. Problem solved. Until we realize Chucky is bleeding, which he's like, oh boy, howdy. This is no bueno. Because I'm becoming human again. Mm-hmm. And that pisses him off. So the next day is Andy's first day at his new school. And this scene is it's just ridiculous.
This is a weird classroom. Like, they have an archery target casually sitting in the closet in the classroom. Like, I don't think I ever did archery as a young kid when I went to school. I don't know if you did. Why is that just casually sitting in the back of the classroom? Hey, kids, it's fourth period. Get your bows. Sorry, what?
Yeah, I mean, this whole entire interaction in general is just weird to me. Because Andy gets on the bus and he's immediately like pelted with shit, and some kid shoves him. Like, nobody knows him, and everyone's just immediately mean to him. There's also like a whopping like 8 kids on this bus. Like, I think it's supposed to show that this is like he's maybe going to a smaller school in Illinois because it takes place in Illinois. I don't know. But he gets into the class, he's in the classroom, and some kid flicks his ear, and the teacher doesn't, again, nobody listens to Andy, and she just doesn't want to hear it. And during recess, Chucky finds Andy's ABC sheet and writes on it. And so the class is over, and everyone's leaving, and Andy opens his cubby, and Chucky's in there, and he freezes. And then the teacher reveals what the note says, and it just says, "Fuck you, bitch," on it. It's so good. Oh, man. And then the teacher just, different times. She manhandles Andy and shoves his head into the desk and, like, keep your head down. I mean, back in the day, man,
You're in trouble now.
Yeah. I got hit by a teacher. That's the way it was back in the day. It was the Wild West. Kids out of line, you smack them. It doesn't do anything. It's not good. Don't hit kids, people. Seriously.
Nope.
Man, God, I don't even raise my voice around kids. Like, I can't. I don't get it. I don't get abuse. It makes no sense to me. So while Andy has his head down, before he has his head down, he says to the teacher says, like, "Why would you do this?" And then he immediately was like, "I didn't do it." And she's like, "Well, who did?" And then he just kind of eyes Chucky, and the teacher grabs the Chucky doll and then shoves his head into the desk and throws Chucky into the closet, the mentioned closet with the archery target in it. And while he's got his head down, the teacher leaves the classroom to go to the office to call the foster parents and locks the classroom door. So Andy jumps up immediately and tries to escape. Obviously, he's got to get the fuck out of there. So he tries to open the classroom door, but it's locked. Chucky's apparently also locked in the closet. So Andy opens a window and ski-daddles, just jumps out the window and takes off. And after Andy has jumped out the window, Chucky is like shaking the door and he's trying to get out. The teacher comes in and hears the noise and she's like, "Andy, how'd you get in there? Get out of there." She's stupid. And opens the closet, and it's just that long drawn out. She's searching the entire closet, trying to find where Andy's hiding, and gets scared by a kickball. I miss the sound of kickballs. This is such a great like flop noise it makes when it hits things.
It really is.
Yeah. Then Chucky descends from the heavens with a tire pump. Stabs her once and then pumps it in, which apparently rockets her out of the fucking closet, which is the most cartoonish thing ever. But then he kills her with a ruler, I guess. We don't ever
How many
see
times do you need to get hit with a fucking yardstick to die? How many times?
Yeah, I feel like that kill was not thought through. There has to be a reason that that's what they ended up doing, because you see nothing, like, at all.
Was it child's play humor, maybe? But
I don't think so. I mean, it's just weird.
Maybe it broke, and then he stabbed her with it? Maybe? And we just don't see that? Yeah,
we don't see anything other than a close-up of her face, and then Chucky flapping down, and then the scene just ends. So
wow, damn it.
I don't know. We never find out. But we do find out that she sure as shit, she called the foster parents, and they are not pleased. The foster parents are scolding Andy, and Andy is again, "Hey man, I didn't do this. It was Chucky." And good old, of course, nobody believes him. Dad. Yeah, good old shitty foster dad's like, "Come with me. Open the basement door," and he doesn't do it. And so he yells at him, which doesn't work.
Nope.
Raising your voice doesn't work, because Andy is a strong, independent boy, and he don't take no shit from nobody. And so foster dad,
especially
opens the door.
Phil.
Yeah, Phil McCracken. But foster dad opens the door, and lo and behold, there's Chucky, just laying down, no blood on his face, but he's laying down there. And this foster dad's like, "Look, there he is. Nothing's happened." So then we get a quick cut to the evening, and we get, Chucky vision It's the low camera angle moving, and then a flesh hand appears. We realize Andy is now on the hunt for a weapon. He grabs the fucking electric turkey carver, which is like, all right, maybe. Like, I don't know. I've used those things and struggled to cut through turkey. I can't imagine trying to cut through plastic with them. So, but,
let alone the metal that's inside his skull, supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah.
With the tinfoil ass skull, dude.
Allegedly. But yeah, Andy goes down to the basement, armed and sort of dangerous, and starts looking for Chucky. And Chucky's nowhere to be found. Of course he isn't. There's a hilarious moment where the dryer startles him and he stabs Laundry because...
Listen, I do it whenever my washing gets done, all right? When I put it on my bed, I stab Laundry all the time. Like, fuck you, I don't want to do it.
I just did laundry today and I folded 4 items. So I gotta
Dude,
finish.
I did it last night and I was watching, of course, Metalocalypse with it. But I did it last night and I was like, God damn it, this is so much laundry. It was maybe like 10 things.
Jesus.
That is the one thing that always feels like a chore to me. Laundry.
Yeah, it feels like a chore to everybody. Unless you, like, own a laundromat, then it's just work.
That's even worse.
You're getting paid for it, though. If somebody showed up to your house once a week and said, how many loads of laundry did you wash and fold? And then you had to document it. And then they paid you for it. How many loads of laundry would you actually fold every week?
Wash? A lot. Dry? A lot. Fold?
You don't get paid unless it's folded.
Ooh, then I'd be a fucking rich man, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Most of my shit is like haphazardly and then thrown into the closet.
Well, Andy, while he's stabbing his laundry, we get a shadow from a light source that didn't exist previously and then doesn't exist in the next scene. The next cut. But we get to see Chucky run behind him. And then Chucky, again, ascends from the heavens upon Andy and attacks him. And there's a whole full-on fight that's happening. Andy's holding his own, which is hilarious that Chucky's taken out a couple adults so far with ease, but can't better a child.
He's grown since then. He's very Laurie Strode in Halloween 18. Evil dies tonight.
Good old foster dick dad comes down and Chucky's gone, but Andy's still wielding the fucking turkey carver. And so he tells him to put the weapon down, like he's a cop or something. And as he's coming down the stairs, Chucky trips him and he falls through the banister and he's hanging upside down. And Chucky just says, "How's it hanging, Phil?"
Don't we love some cosmic justice here at Spoiler Sleepover?
Oh,
Fuck
boy, howdy do
you,
we ever.
Phil.
Yeah. And then he cuts him loose and breaks his neck on the ground.
It's so crunchy. It's so crunchy.
That's good. He's good. He dead.
That's how you know it's a good neck break.
Yeah.
When it crunches more than my fucking knees when I do squats.
Yep. So ambulance come to pick him up, get rid of him, get rid of the dead old body. Foster mom's clearly upset and pissed and angrily packs Andy's shit and sends him back to the orphanage. Good old Orphan Annie. But before he leaves, he warns Kyle. He's like, "Hey, Chucky's still in the house. You gotta watch yourself because he's still here." And she takes him seriously. I'm glad somebody did. Fucking finally took him seriously.
About fucking time.
Yeah. Kyle ends up throwing Chucky in the trash because you gotta get rid of him somehow. And that's not the way to do it. And then sits on the swing to have a nice little smoky poo and kicks up Tommy. And then she goes, "Oh, shit.
There's a problem here."
Yep. So she goes back to the trash can and Chucky's gone because of course he is.
Son of a bitch.
So Kyle gets a hunting knife and starts creeping through the house all nice and slowly trying to find Chucky. And then finds foster mom. Killed somehow, but by some means. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Still not sure what happened. She's got fabric tied around her mouth and her neck. I don't know if he choked her so hard she cut her neck, but it's never shown or explained. But
yeah, I don't think it'd be that one because, like you said, Chucky strong enough to overpower all this shit, but not enough to fucking overpower a little boy. And then, or
Kyle.
Yeah, and then, ugh.
Yeah, so Chucky appears and attacks Kyle, and there's a little fight. She elbows him and gets away, so she thinks. So then Chucky ends up getting the knife and kidnaps Kyle? Forces her to drive him to the orphanage to be where Andy's at, because he needs that there body so that he can not be a toy anymore. On the car drive, they get pulled over because Chucky keeps telling her to drive faster, and the cop's a bit of weirdo and goes, "Oh, that's one of them a good guy dolls?" He goes, "Hey, what's your name?" And Chucky doesn't even do the good guy voice. He just does his voice, and he's like, "Chucky," just real annoyed, which I think is hilarious. And then his nose starts bleeding. The cop's like, "What's that?" Kyle says, "You know those dolls that pee? This one bleeds."
Listen, Chucky and Kyle at this point would hand in hand with that comeback right there.
Yeah. No, I love that line too. It's the line that I remember every time. Like when it came up, I quoted it out loud to myself.
Nice.
But because I love that line. It's hilarious. You know those dolls that pee? This one bleeds.
This one bleeds.
So the cop just lets her off with a warning. They head back on their way. She buckles her seatbelt and then slams on the brakes, and Chucky goes flying through the windshield. And instead of just hitting the gas and going, she waits to see where he went, and then he jumps on the hood, and then she tries to pin him. Doesn't work. And I keep feeling like, I'm like, all right, so she did all this so that Chucky wouldn't get to the orphanage. Come to find out, she did it in front of the orphanage. It's right there. Yeah. The fence she crashes into is the fence of the orphanage. Like, it's there. Like, oh, we're here. I done goofed. I should have done this a while ago, but nope. Well, Andy's decided he's going to get the fuck out of Dodge and starts getting dressed, and the fire alarm goes off, and all the kids are running out. And as Andy is coming down the stairs, there's Kyle holding Chucky, and Chucky has a knife to her back. And the head mistress, or whatever she is, the woman running the orphanage, gets pissed and is like, all right, both of you in my office. And then Chucky just stabs the shit out of her because, of course,
love that.
Gotta get rid of her.
Add more bodies to the kill count.
Yeah, seriously. Chucky ends up knocking out Kyle and then kidnaps Andy. Basically the same way he always does. He makes him carry him.
Yeah.
But Chucky has a knife this time. So Kyle comes to and runs out of the orphanage and sees Andy and Chucky in the back of a newspaper truck and goes to her car, which is right outside of the orphanage, and starts it and makes chase. And
she's
goes
gonna hang
after
out
them.
right behind it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So she ends up finally getting the truck to stop. And then when she goes to look, they're gone. And then we kind of see them running off in the distance. And we are now at the toy factory, which is the ending of this movie. This is so amazing. I love this part.
It's so good.
Especially the ending. The actual ending is brutal as fuck. Chucky knocks out Andy and starts his chant. He has to ask Dembula for the power. He has to beg of it, actually. Last time I checked. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure he begs of it. So
Beg of it. Beg of it.
Yeah. And everything starts going well until it doesn't. Dembula is just like, hey man, you know what? Nah, we're good. You're a little bit too human for me.
Fuck you, bro.
So Chucky has gone too human to leave the form he is currently in. And Andy's able to get away because of it.
Dude, he runs into the fucking most good guy dolls I ever thought I would ever see. That's a lot of fucking dolls.
Yeah, Kyle ends up finding Andy, and they run through the craziest maze of good guy boxes ever.
Thank you. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is a long scene. I get it. It's supposed to build suspense, but holy shit. Who in the right mind stacks good guys that way? Like, why?
Nobody. Dude, I've worked in stock rooms and factories, and nobody ever does that. Like, you don't just like stock things up and you're like, here's a dead end. Like, no, there needs to be a way through all this stuff.
Haha, got you, Kyle from HR. Haha.
Yeah. Maybe that's what that guy's name is.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Not Matheson or whatever.
So this is a lot of running around. They are trying to get away from Chucky, basically. Try and stay a few steps ahead of him. Yeah. They end up going up this rolling slide conveyor belt thing. They climb up it. Chucky is right behind. Andy falls down, and then Chucky's like on his tail as they're like climbing back up, and Kyle drops the gate on Chucky's hand. I love this part so much.
Yep.
And they get away, but Chucky's stuck and he can't get out of the gate. So he rips his own hand off.
Yeah, dude.
And then proceeds to find like a vice grip and loosen the blade completely, and then jams the knife blade into his previous location of hand, into his armhole.
And again, remember, this is when Dumbledore, I'm going to pronounce it wrong every time, when Dumbledore was like, hey man, you're too human. He's feeling real pain now. This isn't like Chucky doll. This is him actually ripping off his human hand. Just imagine doing that. And then putting a blade into the stump. Fuck all of that.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't really get to utilize it, unfortunately, but it looks cool. Well,
Hell yeah. Style points.
Yeah. Literally. I mean, he even like tapes the arm around to like cauterize the wound and like keep the knife in place and shit too. Oh man, cauterize wasn't the right word.
It's something, but it's fucking ridiculous is what it is.
Kyle and Andy get away to another part of the factory and start like climbing through an eyeball machine.
The eyeball machine from the beginning.
Yeah, well, it's a different one because the one from the beginning is like in like a lab and it's just only does two eyes.
Yeah.
But it's the same style.
Yeah, which I mean, that one from the get-go was like, bam, future kill, which I'm perfectly okay with.
Yeah, and the kill's fantastic.
It's so good.
But they clog the machine. So a factory worker comes in to fix the machine. Terrible placement for that box, by the way.
Right.
And as soon as he's got it fixed, he sits up and Chucky's there and cuts his throat. And he falls back and the machine, he fixed the machine, first of all. Let's give the dude props. Because it immediately activates and inserts 2 plastic eyeballs into where this guy's eyeballs are.
It's so good. He looks like Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. It's so good.
That's so horror in itself, dude. Large Marge and Judge Doom.
We should do a series
where
we do
I know
horror,
exactly
not horror.
Yes.
Yeah, like horrifying moments in non-horror films or something like that. It'd be really cool to do.
Dude, I don't know if you were there for the stream, but I was talking with Ryan and I, and we were talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog. You know the episode where Eustace tries to grow something, but there's a white bald head with sunken black eyes that just goes, "You're a shit farmer. You can't grow anything."
Yeah.
Haunted me.
That would be great if they actually said you're a shit farmer in the kids show.
Eustace, you suck dick. Get it together, nerd.
Who farms in a desert, you useless sack of shit?
Eustace, more like useless. Fucking got him.
Yeah.
Disembodied hands.
Jesus Christ. So after the eye scene, Andy and Kyle end up at this insane like arm and leg tube. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like,
I'm here for it, man.
We've already witnessed the fact that they just put the arms and legs on. They can do it like manually, but apparently there's this heating system that does it now. It just whatever. Andy accidentally bumps the button and one of the dolls reverses in, and then it comes back out and it's got like multiple arms and legs and it's half melted. And you're like, foreshadowing.
And I'm still here for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Chucky arrives per usual, and they get the upper hand and get him onto one of the platforms that the good guy dolls are on, and gets him like nailed with hair to the fucking thing and sends him back into that machine, or sends him into that machine, I should say. And we hear him screaming. Those screams are intense, by the way, dude. Like,
right.
Yeah, they are intense screams of pain. The mangled form comes out and they're like, all right, he's dead. But
is he?
Well, no, he isn't, because then he comes rolling out on a good old little 4-wheeled scooter board.
Yep.
And goes to stab Andy, and Andy jukes him. Yeah! Just jumps out of the way, and his arm gets stuck, and Andy just opens a vat of molten hot plastic on him.
So
melts him.
It's a great kill. My brain and the job I'm in immediately went to, how did OSHA let this fucking place pass with that drip, dude? Anybody even goes over to that, someone's getting scalded a fucking hole in their hand. No way.
It was the 90s. It's a different time.
didn't exist. Yeah, it did at that time. But
Yeah. We think it's all over, and it's great, it's grand, and it's wonderful. And then Kyle gets a little too curious, which he shouldn't have done.
Mhm.
And Chucky pops out, and he's all melted and looking gnarly, man.
can't smell good.
It's creepy. No, God, no. It's super creepy looking, and I love it. And out of every company that has made a Chucky or Child's Play related doll, I've never seen this one. I know that.
I can imagine this is probably damn near impossible to recreate, though.
Oh man,
You think Trick or
if
Treat
they
could do it?
made well, Trick or Treat did the cart one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, years ago. And it was like limited edition. And I saw it, and it was one of those ones that's like stupid expensive.
Oh,
so-
God, yeah.
Yeah. Chucky pops up, still not dead. So let's just keep this in mind at this point. Chucky had his hand removed, has replaced hand with knife, has been partially cooked and now melted, yet he's still alive. So
It reminds me a lot of one at the ending where it's like, melt him in some way. He's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. No, he's not.
yeah.
But I feel like it's done really well in this one. The first one was very like defining of its time, but this one really well done.
Yeah. Well, Kyle ends up putting an air hose into Chucky's mouth, which why he didn't spit it out, I don't understand why. But it blows his head up.
He's
It
melting. Maybe
inflates
it
his head.
melted to it.
Maybe. It could have been.
Mm.
His head inflates and then pops. And then they leave. Kyle and Andy walk out of the factory, and she says, "Let's go home." And Andy says, "Where's home?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "You know what, Andy? I have no idea." And then the movie ends. Because, again, that was how the times worked, man. Bad guy's dead, movie's over.
Yep.
Super quick. That, ladies, gents, and our non-binary friends, was 1990s Child's Play 2.
Sacre
yeah.
du.
Sacre du.
Dude. This movie, again, I remember it more than any of the other Child's Play / Chucky movies because of that one poster where it's Chucky cutting off the head of a Jack-in-the-Box. But this movie is fantastic.
This movie, it's definitely my favorite way that Chucky's been killed.
I can see that.
The third movie has a pretty brutal one too, though. So
Yo.
I mean, I love the kills for 2 and 3. I think they were very inventive. They were really cool and really awesome. Again, anything practical just looks so much better. Even when it is corny, it looks better than CGI.
Practical always wins.
Yes, always and forever. Amen.
Hail Santa.
Hail all of them. Yeah.
Yes. So, Rob, I have a question for you.
Yes, huh?
How many melted Octo Chuckies out of 10 would you give Child's Play 2?
Well, I think that's an easy answer because it's clearly 10 million, you know? It's just
One of these
Like it's
days, you'll respect the ranking system.
every time. Never.
Never, damn it. Never.
Well, how many melted Octo Chuckies do you give Child's Play 2?
So, honestly, again, I think I gave the first one a 6, and this one initially I was thinking an 8. Talking about this movie again and just remembering how much fun it was, I'm going to give it a 10. Child's Play 2 gets a fucking 10 for me.
Holy shit. Dude, I'm so amped right now. That's
Dude,
amazing.
It's such a fun movie. It's like Chucky's brutal as shit in this one.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's much darker and yet still has that sinister side where it's like, oh, kind of, how's it hanging, Phil? But goddamn, if I didn't say Child's Play 2 was a 10, I'd kick myself and go, you fucking idiot. You should have changed it.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It's so
Oh,
good.
that's so cool. Oh, I love that. I love it. Cool. Well, before we do our normal actual end of the episode stuff, I mean, we've got to pick a bloody legend of the week.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say who it is because I think I hope I'm not slaughtering her name. Christina Leese, the actress that played Kyle. I want to give her bloody legend of the week instead of Brad Dourif or Alex Vincent because we get so much of both of those actors throughout this series. Kyle, the actress that played Kyle, being the first very quickly to believe Andy and protect Andy in like the most badass way. Like
She's
put her
also
own
just a
life on the
badass
line.
too.
Yeah. So I'm going to go and say that she is our bloody legend of the week because she fucking deserves it, man.
Hell
She
yeah.
kicks ass.
Christina Lees.
She protected Andy, man. So yeah. Is there anybody that you would like to thank this week?
I have to go through, of course, the expected ones. My wonderful better half in England for housing this uncultured vagabond for about 2.5 weeks. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I think it might have to be a yearly trip now. Rob, it's been a month of waiting, but I am so thankful to have our time back together and recording episodes. I'm so happy to continue this show with you. It has been an absolute trip. It's been just so much fun talking to you about movies again. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, I'm so here for it. Of course, over the past month, Rob, while he wasn't here, we had two wonderful and fantastic guests. We had Christine and Kristen. They were both fantastic. Christine, with the whole first 3 Conjuring movies, opened my eyes to a new set of horror that I didn't entirely know / appreciate before. And Kristen, talking the Monster Squad and Universal Monsters, always my bag. Here for it. Thank you both very much. Yeah, that's what I got, my man. Rob, who would you like to thank?
Well, I need to thank you for just rocking an awesome month, dude. Like, that was great.
Even Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It?
Well, I mean, it's great to hear people talk about it.
Understood.
I'll get around to it, folks. I promise.
Ooh.
There will be updates once I've actually managed to watch these movies. But
you can listen to the episode and call it a watch. Don't waste
fair
your time.
enough.
Please.
See,
I don't wish it on anyone.
Maybe my judgmental side wasn't completely unwarranted.
There was some merit there.
Maybe. But yeah, no, dude, you killed it, man. It was great. I really enjoyed the episodes, and I think we need to make this a staple. Every February will be February with Friends.
Uh-oh.
So an entire month where we're just going to rock things with friends. I won't leave you alone next year. That's for sure. I'll
get Christine back on for Annabelle 2, The Nun. Rob leaves me alone.
I'm going to leave you alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you to Christine and Kristen. You guys were great. It was awesome. I love the fact that Christine took what's been keeping us up at night way too literal. And it was fucking great. I hope you're sleeping better. That's all I'll say. Yeah. Other than that, I need to thank my fiance for just being awesome and being super supportive of the time that it takes to do everything that we do to make this wonderful community a thing. Yeah. And I want to thank Don Mancini for just keeping the Chucky going. I mean, I've had Chucky literally my entire life, so I'm not even joking, and it's still going. It's the greatest thing. It's the gift that keeps giving. So, yeah, that's about it. Jason Michael.
Hi.
What in the hell are we diving into next week?
Well, Rob, it's a funny word dive, especially the way you use it, my friend, because we are heading to the space age of the Universal Monsters. This is when this movie came out. Next week, we are, of course, talking about 1954's The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
It's the one I'm going to be the most excited about doing.
Dude.
I love
this
Universal, but The Creature is my dude. I love the fucking Creature from the Black Lagoon. Love this movie.
He's so good. And his NECA figure, fucking top tier.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But until next week,
sleep
tight, suckers.
Suckers?
We're on a delay.
Yeah, we are. That's okay. Ready, set.
Bazinga.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Spoiler Sleepover. But the fun doesn't stop there. Go follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Spoiler Sleepover. And be sure to check out our website, www.spoilersleepover.com, for more. That would be really fantastic of you. So until next time, sleep tight, suckers.
Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Vegan Curious, a one-woman owned and operated bakery that's out of this world.
Vegan Curious offers baked goods so delicious even meat eaters from Mars won't know they are cruelty-free. Vegan Curious is based out of Kitchen Local in Amesbury, Mass.
For all inquiries and information, go to vegancuriouskitchen.com and follow Vegan Curious on Instagram and Facebook.